everybody, it's Brian with Joel to Get Together. We're going to be checking out a deck I recently put together. I kind of got incredibly lucky in a draft. Unfortunately, it did not record the draft. It's a food sacrifice deck. We got some gingerbread cabins to make food and some witches' cottages just to bring creatures back. Mainly it's going to play around some cards like Witch's Oven. Tap, sack a creature, create a food token. If the creature's power is 4 or greater, you get 2. And with Cauldron Familiar, when he enters the battlefield, you gain a life, opponents lose a life. And you can sack a food to return him from the graveyard to the battlefield. Unfortunately, it's not an effect you can repeat multiple times unless you have multiple food and another sacrifice outlet. But we do have that a little bit with Malevolent Noble. You can pay to sack a creature or artifact, and he gets a +1/+1 counter. Something which sacks food to make opponents lose 3 life. So the only creature sacrifice we really have is Witch's Oven and Malevolent Noble, but that's 7 total, so that's not too bad. We have Gilded Goose. When he enters the battlefield, he creates a food token. He's also nice because he can be a flying blocker. You can sack a food to add mana if you're hurting for mana. And you can also pay to tap to create a food token. We're also running some Giant Skewers. Just another way to be able to kill off our Cauldron Familiars. Equip them with one of these. Attack. Hopefully they block. If not, you're getting extra damage in. If they do, he dies. You do combat damage. So you create a food token. You can bring him right back to the battlefield and gain life and hit your opponent again. You got the Insatiable Appetites, which are pretty good finishers, especially with creatures like Fierce Witchstalker who have trample. If they're going to try to block for a minimum amount and try to save a little bit of life, maybe they're hoping to untap and pay to sack some food themselves or regain some life, you can get some extra damage in. 5 to 10 if you have 2 food to sack, and they're pretty cheap to play. I only have one Once Upon a Time currently. I've gotten it a couple times and it's a nice card. I'm considering putting some more in, but we're still play testing the deck and seeing what works. We have the Savvy Hunters. Whenever they attack or block, you create a food token and you can sack food to draw cards, which is nice. Went over the Fierce Witchstalker. It's nice to have a big creature, especially one with trample. Baked into a Pie. Just a really nice removal spell. Gets you food. And it's only 1 more mana than Murder was, so I think the upside is worth the extra 1 colorless. A little extra removal, we have Outmuscle, which can make your creature indestructible. And if you pay the 3 green, you can put a +1/+1 counter on the creature that you put it on too. So it's nice to buff up the Fierce Witchstalker a bit. Or maybe you've got a Malevolent Noble that you're putting a lot of +1/+1 counters on and hitting people with. We also have the Festive Funeral, where creatures get -X/-X until end of turn. Which is really nice, especially if someone does make a creature indestructible. Especially with the new Knights deck. I know there's a Black-White Knight that gives someone indestructible. This goes around that, giving someone -X/-X and putting them to 0 via non-combat damage finishes them off. Nothing they can do about it unless they can buff the creature further. And we do have the 2 Garruks. They're not necessary for the deck, but it helps out so much putting those extra creatures onto the battlefield that you want to have die. So that's very nice sack fodder or giant skewer fodder, and when they die, It just makes Garruk stronger, which I've seen opponents have a lot of issues with getting rid of Garruk, especially if you use the destroy target creature on their big threat when you play them if they have one, or you hold on to it and just wipe them off the board. If you get to that ultimate, which just another game ender. That's another win con in and of itself. We're running a total of 24 mana. I didn't want to go too heavy on the cabins or the cottages just because you want to make sure you get the value off of them for being able to play them. If I was running a monocolor deck, I'd run 4 and 20. This is 5 and 19 basically. Just pretty much the same. You're likely to be able to get 3 swamps or 3 forests out and still be able to play these afterwards and hold on to them if you get them early. If not, it sucks. They're a tap land and you get no value off of it, but that's why we're not running a ton of them. Yeah, just call the deck Food Sack for now. I didn't come up with too much of a creep. Alright, we got an opponent ready. We have at least a little bit of mana fixing. Let's see if we draw into what we need. It's not a smart idea, but we have a bunch of combo pieces, at least. Oh, nope, that's not a good thing. So we will get that out. Then let's ditch that. Play our kitty. If nothing else, at least we'll be able to sack him and recur him a bunch. Just like so. There we go. A little quick on the finger, but we do at least have a blocker if he has something with haste. So if you 4 mana out and no plays. No, that's not bad. Because he guys dies. Pretty happy with that. So then we'll I guess it doesn't matter what color I make from that. Ideally, we get at least another cat and we can start doing them for 2 damage at least per turn. But these witches' ovens are also very nice in case they have removal. If they have their own baked into a pie, you can sack your own creature. So they don't get the pie and they don't get the spell to go off. Come on. Is my connection going this slow? Or do they have to... Yeah, it's on them. I hate that it makes you accept a trigger. Unless he has something he can do in the meantime. Let's try this. If we sack Gilded Goose, we get another trigger and pull him from the graveyard before he can get his nice. Before you get your thing to go off. They don't have a thanks option, which is dumb. I mean, of course I'm going to sacrifice him. Do I get the extra damage in? Cool. I'm not worried about losing life if he swings in. So I'm not worried about the baked into a pie at the moment, because he's not really gaining anything. It needs to be taken care of. We got rid of a bunch of removal from his hand. Well, that's, yeah, nothing I can do about that. That's a nasty card. I think we hold on to one. One food token for now. Yeah, that was the nice thing about having the 3 ovens. I was able to sacrifice all my creatures, so I at least got some value before he swung in on me. Or instead of him just destroying my creatures and I got nothing, I at least got some food out of it. There we go. a free block. No damage gets done. Yeah, people need to start running some main board artifact hate with this new set. There's a lot of nice artifacts. That's not helpful. Well, it will be. So do I sack the cat, festive funeral something. I mean, I could also bake something into a pie immediately. Let's see what happens on their turn. I should be able to kill something, block, and then sack 3 times again. Hopefully the extended artwork is just a shaded out counter. Oh, you're smart. Indestructible. Three little blocks. Block your big dude. Take the 4. Then, of course, come on, you knew it. I can do this all day. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh well. Here's an idea. Wait to offer a trade. Kill something, get more food. Nice job. I did get rid of my trade, potentially. I did get rid of that. Yeah, the trade from me having giant skewer. So we'll go for a block. Yes, sack, yes. Play. Sack, yes. And one more. And just for fun, food. Now, let's see what else. Oh, no hands, so that's fine. Might as well get the extra damage in to make sure it's lethal in 2 turns. So next turn he swings in. I sack, bring him back, block, repeat, move to damage. He's gonna have to go. At least I can take care of him. That fruit's been sitting around for a while. We'll get rid of that one instead. Oh, this is so... It is so long-winded when the deck doesn't pull a lot else to do other than just the familiars, but it is a slow controlling win con, and you can't ignore that. It does do what it needs to. I've been getting the things I need to kill creatures off to be able to slowly ping them down 3 points of damage per turn rotation. Yeah, not bad. There's a few decks I think that Witch's Cauldron would work pretty well in. I'll do 1 or 2 more games just in case. I don't know how long it's going to go for. Trying to keep it to a pretty short video. I was hoping I would draw into a little bit more than what I had going for me at the time, but I mean, it works. That's not going to happen. I don't have to mulligan that hand. Chimorpho. Come on, Chamorpho. Oh, this would be such a good hand to keep, too. I could have 2 Savvy Hunters pumping out food for my Noble, making him super big. Get a Skewer on somebody. Probably the Witch Stalkers for his trample. I almost kept on. Are you kidding? Come on. That's better. We'll keep the playables that we have. I seem to get these so early, so many games. Okay, that works. So if not, we'll just throw the cabin out so we can have a turn 3 play. Maybe I'll draw another swamp and we'll be able to hold the cottage for some value. Hey, not bad. I don't really know if I have any double green spells. In this deck. What was... Yep, I do. The 2 green, 2 colorless. The Trampler. The Witch Stalker, I think it was. Something Witch Stalker. I am done with swamps. I get the trigger no matter what. Even if you return it to my enemy. He's got something to flash in. So it'd definitely be smart to hold up the mana for Baked Into a Pie currently. Oh no! Well, I guess that leaves us time for the 3rd match. I don't think I've won that fast on a Molda 5 before. But we're gonna get an awesome hand this time around, so I don't think we're gonna have to worry about anything. This time it'll be perfect, I'm sure. Of course. Oh my god. Oh, we've got the Goose, we can get into 3. We've got the Once Upon a Time. We can get the Wish Stalker out. Let's just have to dump that for now. And we will pull. We have a Witch Stalker. We need mana. We have a Forest. Get him out. Look at that. Okay, we'll do that. So we can swamp into Goose. Then we get our food token to sack for mana later. Of course, you have. I need one of our cats. Well, I am happy I have a flyer now. What are you doing? We have been getting some pretty bad draws so far. Is it 2 fine brokers? Oh, I love seeing that. Oh, and the Lich. Oh, that hit so hard. Well, of course I'm going to block. I like the passive blockers. To a player, okay. It's my turn, we drop. Son of a bitch. I have 3 Wishes Cottages. I've already drawn 2. That's what I'm saying, there seems to be some real bad luck with having those and starting with them so often, getting them at the top of the deck. Ugh. I have a feeling I'm going to be in a bit of trouble with this deck. I'm not drawing great. I'm actually not upset to get rid of Outmuscle. I have 3 out of my 5 already. Do I just get rid of those? Because they always... No, because theoretically they shouldn't show up as much as they have been. They've been showing up a lot. Yeah. Now we're talking. I got some defense up. Oh, so much death touch. I think we're gonna have to death touch the Prowler, or bake the Prowler into a pie. But I want him to play the Fine Broker first. He's got so much recursion. I'm not getting so many of my good spells. There's the Lich. Can't let my life get too low. Is that even a worthwhile block? Because he can get one of them back. Well, he's already going for one. I'm not good gaming you yet. It would be a good game if I pulled Garrett. Yep. How are we running our control mill deck? That would be the perfect deck to run against this. Alright, get the cat out at least. Pull Garrick. Come on, deck, pull Garrick. I need him right about now. I need fodder. That's not fodder. I need things to put in front of his face. That guy's face right there. I'll make that trade. Yeah, exactly. Garrett, God darn it. I haven't tossed one yet. How many of those do you have? Far too many. Eye Collector is a good addition to this deck, though. I wonder if I deleted my Golgari Graveyard deck. I think I didn't want to play with it too much because of the stuff going on with it. There was a lot of cards that rotated out, and I just didn't feel like going through and fixing things. Yeah, two people can play with their graveyards. You take 3 of that life back, buddy. What I'm not doing to be aggressive. He's getting a lot of creatures on the battlefield. And I need to try to stay out of range of lethal. And the more... I'm not upset about drawing the cats. They're not what I need right now. Attacking just gives me food. So I can bring him back. Trade life a little bit. Not worth it. I'd rather hold up to keep him from swinging with everybody. Or if he does, I can actually take lives. He is halfway milled. Oh, that's beautiful. That's gonna make this tough. Awesome. Not what I need right now. Not at all what I need, actually. That's kind of an annoyance. Oh, I should have moved my skewer to my goose. That's a misplay. Could have at least killed a vulture. What are you splashing blue for? Oh, that's a lot. It's 18 damage. about that. Okay, so well, let's see what we can do here. So I take 6, 8, 10, 14, 16. This will keep me alive, but just barely. It's 2, 4, 10, 16, 19. Do I have enough if I sack everything? Or am I gonna be just short? Because I had to do at least one more. I didn't have to do 2. Oh, that sucks. That was a rough game. I want to do one more. I want to try to get at least a good enough game in where I'm not holding up 4 creatures and that's about it. The game was brutal. At least it's just Karn. Better opening. Like in Once Upon a Time. Just to be safe. So we have a 3/4 out. Nice. Okay. I don't think I've even had an opportunity to sack any food attempting witch yet. So I like our position. I don't think we have to play the Witch's Cottage yet. We'll wait to save that to offer a decent trade and get our creature back. Hopefully we'll have another swamp by then. Or if we draw another Witch's Cottage, I don't mind tossing one out so we can get at least value off the other. That needs to die. Yeah, sorry. Can't have that. I don't think he wanted to play that in the board either at the moment. I really don't think he wanted to, but that's what you get. And such a heavy removal set. There's our other land. I'm happy to do this. Yeah, because you currently can't kill any of my guys. Well, I could have given that to my Witch Stalker, which would have hit him for 11. But I'm also not too mad that they got rid of that card. So that'll have to go. Oh, jeez. It just isn't ideal to play Garruk yet. Oh, wait. You're dead. I'm attempting to witch you in the face for the win. stuff though, just so you get your fun. Make sure you tap out most of your mana. Try to prevent you from having something that can kill me. Look me in the face. I didn't want to slow roll it. I did realize it a little bit late, but I did want him to play out some mana just in case he had some kind of 3 or 4 damage spell that would have killed the witch. I don't know if he would have stopped the trigger from happening regardless if I activated him and then he attacked, or if he burned him after I activated it. So we probably would have had it one either way, and I might have slow rolled him on accident. But I mean, when it comes down to it, the witch can be a good final blow. The deck does need some adjustments. I don't know what I want to do with it just yet. I do like it when it runs well. It gets damage and it works pretty quick. I am currently looking at maybe Witch's Vengeance because there are a lot of night decks out there. There's some tribal decks. Return to Nature, if I do anything traditional, I come across people running artifacts or equipment. Wolf's Quarry is good fodder for Malevolent Noble. It's 3 small creatures that you can sack, or you can sack them to Witch's Oven and get 2 food tokens out of them. So Wolf's Quarry is definitely something I'm considering. Maybe I reduce 1 Witch's Cottage. It was nice that I had enough to hold it. We'll see what happens. I think the deck works well. I just wish I got my Savvy Hunters out a little bit more for a little extra card draw too. But who knows, maybe I'll make some adjustments and come back to the deck. I'll definitely be playing it a bit because it is a lot of fun. I wasn't anticipating having 2 Garrux to play around with yet, but I drafted 1, so I made another. Well, it's been Dolo the Get Together. I'm Brian. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're still a small channel, so everything you can do helps, and it's free to do. So smash that like and give us a subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.